Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of Wrestling Revolution Universe. So today, this evening, I thought about doing a match that is just so grueling, and I just decided to have two of probably the most ruthless superstars in wrestling. I decided to do Punishment Martinez versus Abyss inside a steel cage. So more or less, I was thinking about doing some maybe some cruiserweight type stuff or do like an Impact special, but so I know that Punishment Martinez is not actually called that anymore, and he's supposed to be showing up on NXT as Damian Priest, but I'm just still calling him Punishment Martinez because we have not seen his Damian Priest character debut on television yet. So again, it's going to be Punishment Martinez versus Abyss inside of a steel cage. I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think Abyss would be right at home in this type of environment because we know that Abyss is one of the most. He's the baddest son of a bitch in Impact or TNA, whichever one you want to call it, and you cannot talk about Abyss without talking about the Monsters Ball match. That has got to be probably the most grueling match type that Impact has to offer, and pretty much most of the Monsters Ball matches that have been televised, Abyss was one of the competitors. There was one or two times where Abyss wasn't even in the match at all, but you cannot talk about Abyss without mentioning the Monsters Ball match because that's his match. Because he's been in pretty much most of the Monsters Ball matches that have aired on Impact Television. But then, let's talk about Punishment Martinez. He was basically probably one of the most dominant forces in Ring of Honor. And he debuted and he ended up participating in the Death Before Dishonor tournament. And I'm pretty sure he won that one a year or two ago. He won Ring of Honor's annual Death Before Dishonor tournament. But then only a few months ago he joined WWE's NXT brand, and he had a few matches. He had a match against Matt Riddle, which he lost, but then he wrestled a few dark matches, and then we have not seen him since, except at I think it was NXT TakeOver 25 that celebrated the 25th NXT TakeOver event. It featured a pretty much a Titantron movie of a new person, but it turns out it was actually just Martinez, and he was repackaged as Damian Priest. And apparently, Damian Priest's character is a lot like the character Lucifer on the Netflix original series Lucifer, who is basically the devil masquerading as a human and likes to go out partying, and he's the devil. But then Punishment's new character, Damian Priest, is pretty much following in a similar footstep. So basically, we have one of the most dominant superstars that was in Ring of Honor versus probably one of the baddest dudes in Impact Wrestling. Steel cage match, Punishment Martinez, Abyss, let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the end, that was probably a pretty interesting match. See, in the halfway point of the first part of the match, Abyss was swinging Martinez around, and what happened was what resulted in his knee injury. I think when he landed after getting tossed, I think he landed wrong on his knee, and that he might have damaged or he might have put. I think there was probably too much pressure on his knee when he landed, so I think that's probably what might have been the cause of his injury. So then, Abyss, being the man that he is, and basically being a man that is just downright ruthless, after the injury, it seemed like Abyss did not even care about winning the match. He just kept on going after the leg. He used submissions, and he even tossed Martinez around again. And then the match ended in the 10-minute time limit expired. But then Abyss claimed that punishment was saved by the bell. So he challenged Martinez to restart the match. Martinez accepted, and basically he seemed like Abyss was just going to have the upper hand one last time, but then Martinez used all the strength that he had and basically came back and ended up beating Abyss with a chokehold via submission. And so that's basically how Martinez, he got injured, but then came back and ended up winning the quick rematch. So I think pretty much that's what makes me think that this match would have been actually really cool to see in real life. I highly doubt that it would end the way that, or it would happen the way that this just happened, because I would highly doubt that it would result in, after Abyss would swing Martinez around the ring, that punishment would get a knee injury, then the match would end, and then Abyss would say something to Martinez, then Martinez would accept the rematch, then Martinez would come back and basically whoop the crap out of Abyss and make him tap out from a chokehold and win the match. But I'm not complaining. I thought the match was pretty good, and I thought that comeback was also really impressive, even after having a knee injury. And Martinez never even did his signature move. He ended up beating Abyss with a chokehold, so I think that was his one last chance of desperation. Ended up causing Abyss to tap out. So your winner by submission inside of a steel cage, Punishment Martinez defeats Abyss by submission via chokehold. So thank you guys for watching episode 5 of Wrestling Revolution Universe. And if you want to come check out the previous episode where Seth Rollins took on Will Ospreay in a best-of-3 match, which was just an outright amazing matchup, go check that out. And then there's also my ECW special Fatal 4-Way Hardcore Elimination match there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.